A huge moo to the herd, and welcome back to our playthrough of Rise of Industry. As always, we're on Alpha 6.2 at the moment. And where we left it last time, we'd just started producing diodes and selling them to mold, having expanded into mold due to the amount of space. But then we realised that we weren't actually making much money, and it would appear that we have a water shortage. So we're going to reinstate our water gatherer, water siphon, that's the word, which I believe went around about this area. So let me just spin you around there. And we're going to drop our siphons in. One there, one there, I think one went there. Let's try and get our water back on. We've still got our boost, 25% production. And that could have actually caused the water shortage. But hopefully this should remedy the problem. So we'll take you off pause. Meanwhile, we'll go back to mold. And I'm hopeful that, yeah, things do seem to be ticking just at the right pace at the moment. For me to be able to produce the diodes and then start selling the diodes. Now I'm not making a huge amount of money on diodes if I go to the ironmongery. I'm only going to be making 174,000 each unit, which doesn't sound like an awful lot, but at the same time it's a start. I'm just going to pause the game and have a look at this contract. May 10th, year 12. Well, that seems doable. 7 summer clothes also seems doable. And it's an $8.63 million payday. 7 clothes in, what's that, September? 11 months? I think we're going to try it. Let's accept it. Change that from that to the contracts. And this time, once we're finished, we'll remember to switch it back. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Yeah, so diodes, while they don't make a huge amount of money at the moment, this is thinking about the long term. Diodes are a component of, I think it's the headlights, if I remember correctly. No, they're like, they're not. They're a component of radio receivers, which is a component of the car. So, considering our end game is to build the car, it's quite important that we get those done. Right, mold should start receiving diodes, and it is. So its growth should start to go up. Meanwhile, I'm just keeping an eye on this contract. We've delivered 2 out of the 7. Which is good, and everything seems to be okay at the moment. Things seem to be balanced. It doesn't seem to, well, there is an excess of coal at the moment, but we can always reduce that by reducing the amount of trucks that we're using to deliver it. I'm relying on trucks at the moment because I don't have all the research done. Just as I said that. Did we max out on our coal storage? We have. So I'm going to do some research and increase the warehouse storage. So we will add these 2 in, increase our destination slots, and also warehouse storage. We might want to reduce the amount of coal I'm producing, but we'll see how we go on, because we're going to be using more coal as the game goes on. Now you are short copper wire, so the balance isn't quite there yet. Alright, we're just doing the research for that, so that'll boost that soon. We made 349,000, 698,000 last month, which is good considering that that's just from diodes alone. So I'm quite pleased with that. And if we look at mold, we are now prospering, the town is growing. And if I look at that as well, probably find that we're going to miss out on another payday because diodes weren't being produced. So not quite got the right levels there. I'm wondering if I bring another copper wire factory in. Yay, finished my contract, and that gave me a nice 8.63 million, which is brilliant. Copper there, so if I produce that, that will give me additional copper wire. It just acts as a bit of a buffer. I can always sell the surplus, I suppose. How many copper does that produce? 3. Let's take a risk. Let's put another Glassworks and smelter down. Pause the game and do this. Right, definitely copper wire. Yeah, the undo function doesn't work if the game is running, so you need to do it under paused. And then if you make a mistake, you can click on undo. If the game's running and you drop one, then you've got nothing. So send those trucks out. Hopefully that will have enough copper, and the copper wire will help to ensure that I'm producing enough diodes. Now, the one thing I did say I was going to do, and I almost forgot, was change my destination for my Hawaiian shirts back to the clothing store, so I can get even more money in. Right, what else does mold need? So they've got a bookstore in at the moment. I'm going to focus on these. Ceramics. Ceramics are quite tasty. 154,000, and that is just sand and glass. If I look at my warehouse, I have sand and I have glass. Do I have enough though? That is the question. It looks like I have a surplus. How many do I need? I need 2 every 15 days. Let's have a quick look. So I'd need 3 ceramics factory and 4 glass factory apparently. And 3 sand. So I would need to increase my production lines. And increase the amount of sand I'm producing. Again, that would help. Are ceramics used in the car? That's the big question. Let's have a look at the... Put it on pause for a second. Car prototype. Right. No, that's not what I want to do. Then I want to keep on going to the research screen instead of going to the recipe book. Right, car prototype facility, car prototype, that requires these. Adhesives, which requires chemicals and plastic, that's fine. Biofuel alternator and car radiator, steel frame, and B indents. Again. If I go in here and I hold down shift, I can tell that ceramics are used in the oven. Are ovens used in the car? I'm going to go with no. Nope. So, whilst that's a high-end item and the average price is 850,000, I don't think we're both focusing on ceramics. We want to keep it relatively focused on the industries that are going to help us. And the reason we've got the clothing industry over here is 2 things. Well, one thing we need is interior linings, which will be part of the car, so I can change all of this over. Why are you short on dye? That's probably because of the water backlog. Yeah, we can change that over to interior linings, and the cotton is for car seats. So again, useful things for us. Right, so ceramics is out. Although it does make a lot of money, it's not going to be of much use for our end game. Steel and everything else we could sell to here, but all my iron is sitting in other towns. Copper tubing, now that's used in radiators. That could be a useful one to have. It does give us 28,000. Not as much as the diodes. We'll keep an eye on that for the time being. Right, so unpause that. Right, we're at 17 million and we're making 1.2 million in profit every month. That puts us in a really good position. We're in year 12, so no speed run here. And we've got plenty of coal, too much coal. So let's get some research done. Let's look at our logistics. We can add 25% speed to urban roads. That seems like a good one to have. Do we need to think about our truck capacity and speed? We are using trucks quite heavily at the moment. So we'll increase that as well. And pause the game a bit. So yeah, our diodes are now being sold to mold. All very good. Oh, a pay rise. The region has voted to increase the pay of its citizens. Now I found out from the Discord that these events can actually be stopped from happening. There are certain triggers which apparently then causes a 6-month or so counter to occur. And all you've got is in that 6 months is to prevent that from happening. However, the lead dev who hinted at that also was very mysterious as to what those triggers are. So I think most people are now going to start playing around to see if they can find a way of preventing those from occurring, which is quite cool. Right, diodes are still being sold. I feel we should be doing more. I feel we should be looking at other places like Bridport. What do you want? Rubber tubes, headlights. Ooh, headlights. What's a headlight need? Light bulbs and glass. Maybe I should think about branching out. I mean, glass is sand and coal. Light bulbs is copper wire and glass. It's a long delivery though, but what would I get for the headlights? 533,000 each. Yeah, but then you've got a long research path, so might be worth doing. You've also got a liquor store. Now I am going to need to make some biofuel, and that requires a brewery and distillery. Potatoes and refined oil. I know I've got oil, and I could start refining it. And we could put potato fields down. We've got water for that. But it does mean shipping it from Mould all the way to Bridport and buying a... Oh, that's my truck speed one done. And now, sorry, truck capacity one done. So if I look at my trade routes now, close that down. That's going to increase the amount I deliver in a one. So it's going to be 12 instead of 8. Deliver 10 to Seven Oaks. Now Seven Oaks, if I remember correctly, is all the way here. And you've given me 8 months or so. I think I'll decline that one. Thank you though. Very generous of you. Yeah, so there's not much we can do in terms of the expansion at the present time. Just unpause here. Right, you are growing nicely. You've just... No, I'm looking at the wrong one. You're growing nicely. Ooh, you now have a home goods store. Now this is interesting, because radio receivers use diodes and furniture. And if they're using that, and I need radio receivers for the car, and I can be making 1.4 million or 2.8 million, and I'm already producing the diodes, I think we might... Right, I need 2, so it needs 4 factories, 12 diode factories allegedly. Yeesh, that's a lot of diodes. Let's double check that. Yep, 12 diodes. And 4 furniture bases. It's going to be a big investment, but radio receivers are one of the car components that we actually need. So if I need 12... Is that right? 2 every 15. Yeah, it's going to be 12. I have 2. Only another 10 to build then. Seems excessive. Okay. And if I need 12 to produce... That doesn't sound right. Sorry, I'm just looking at my spreadsheet and I think there might be a problem with it. Because that seems quite excessive for radio receivers. 30 days for one. Requires 4 diodes and 2 furniture bases. No, that's right. Maybe diodes are wrong then. 45 days produces 2. Alright, actually that would make sense. Right, sorry, just maths there. One of this game does feature a lot of maths in it. Right, so if I want to produce 2, then it's worth doing. It's a lot of investment in factories. 4 furniture small. Do you need furniture based smalls? Let's have a look. Home goods. No, but I can make leather furniture out of it. And office furniture. And wooden barrels. Hardware store. No, no one wants the furniture based small. Right, I'm sitting here procrastinating. Let's get something done. Right, so yeah, let's just start by hitting research for the home goods and radio receiver. Where are you? There you are. That's going to cost me enough anyway. And that to me seems like a really good option for our next video, is to work on what we require to make the radio receivers, because radio receivers are going to be a key component in the car. So we've kicked off the research for the radio receivers. Once the truck speed one's done, that will give us pretty much just radio receivers. And if we can start selling those, we can recoup everything we did in terms of money. So, any other towns with... one thing I haven't checked is Chillingham. Also has home goods, also wants radio receivers. Okay. Right. Logistics alert, what's this? That's full production alerts. Yep. That's because I'm not using enough coal at the moment. You're waiting on dye still. I thought this was fixed. No, I decline that one. Yeah, so I think for the next episode, we are going to focus predominantly on getting those radio receivers made. I know I've repeated myself a few times, but having done a few playthroughs now, there are some key pain points, and radio receivers is one of them for the car. So I want to start getting those early industries in place and established, so that when we actually go to making the car, it's just literally a case of bringing everything together. Now I lost money last month because I'm not producing enough. Oh no, I didn't. I made 1.18 million. That's anything but a loss. Alright, so we're making plenty of money. What we want to do is focus on making more money, but more importantly getting the right industries in place for the car. So with that in mind, we'll end this episode here. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you disliked it, feel free to dislike. Any comments at all? Any ways that you think I can improve the way I play? I like feedback. I watch other people to try and get ideas on how the best way of doing things are. So, anything you think can help improve my game, please feel free to leave in the comments box. And as always, if you want to see more of these videos, please click the subscribe button. Until then, I wish you a very good day, and I look forward to welcoming you back to my next video. Thank you very much.